Well, today, as I mentioned to a few of you a minute ago, we're going to work on our forearm stand and also some forearm stand prep. And however far you get with that, amazing. A lot of the prep is puppy pose, which is great for your shoulders and strengthening your chest and your spinal alignment anyway. So even if you don't kick up into the forearm stand, lots there for everyone. So go ahead and get started. Stop me if this sounds familiar. In child's pose, toes together, knees wide at the back of your mat. Breathe deep into your side bodies and spread your fingers super wide on your mat so you can feel all the skin in between your fingers stretch out. Press those base knuckles, this top of the palm. Press those babies super firmly into the mat. And then lay each of your fingers down and turn. And with your fingers down, now press through the very last pad. So you have kind of like the Clemson logo type approach to making a mark on your mat, where you have that part of the paw print and then those little claws. Now breathe deep into the front of your chest to spread your collarbones wide. And press down to send those shoulder blades down your back. And hug your upper arm bones in just a bit to create some more length and more power in those arms. So lets you sink your hips down lower toward your heels. And after all that squeezing and getting into position, now use your breath to keep your long posture with your grounded hands and tops of your feet, but find some ease there. So bring some softness to those elbow joints. That doesn't mean bending them, it just means breathing into them, getting some softness and fluidity there. You can kind of rock your hips side to side a little bit. Get a feeling for how your whole body's connected together. Now inhale your right hand high, and on an exhale, thread the needle underneath your armpit and press back with your right hip as you press down on your upper arm bone to really open up that shoulder. Option to keep your left hand forward, or you can turn your thumb in the other way and reach for your right hip crease. And look up over your shoulder at the ceiling. Spread your toes out on your mat and bring your shoulder blades together to open up your heart to the ceiling. And release, come to center. Take a big inhale, big exhale. Then inhale your left arm high. And exhale, thread the needle underneath your armpit. Turn and look underneath your right arm, or take the bind, reaching for your left hip crease. One more big breath into your side ribs. And then exhale, release, come to center, and come up to your hands and knees. Inhale your left arm forward and your right leg back. And now while we're in this position, hug into your abs into center line. It's almost like you're scooping the two sides of your six pack together to hold you up. And extend through your leg, starting from your upper thigh. So see if you can engage your quad and your ham so much and your outer glute that you can relax your calf while still extending through that heel. And now inhale, bring your right leg forward and left arm back as far as they'll go, engaging those obliques. And then exhale, come to center and meet in the middle. Inhale long. So let's do this. Exhale, bring your right leg forward and left arm back. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, crunch in the middle. Inhale, extend, and we'll do that one more time. Exhale, forward and back. Inhale, center. Exhale, crunch. Inhale out and release down. Now inhale your right hand and left leg long. And do the same exercise here. Extend from your hip. Make the distance from your hip to your knee, that femur, as long as possible so that the stretch, you're not trying to use your little tiny calf muscle to get this leg straight. We're going to use our big muscles. Then inhale to lengthen. Exhale, bring your left leg forward and right arm back. Inhale, center. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, center. Bring them forward. Inhale, center. Exhale, crunch. And one more of those. Inhale, center. Exhale, bring your leg forward and arm back. Inhale, center. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, expand out, reach, reach, reach. And exhale, release. Now just take 3 cat-cows following your own breath. Raising your heart up and spreading those collarbones and hip bones wide. And on your cat, on your exhale, bring your belly up and in and really let the crown of your head drop down. You take movements forward to back or side to side. Whatever helps you feel your total spinal articulation here. And after your third, come to a neutral spine. Bring your hands out wide on your mat. And then curl your toes and press up to a downward facing dog. So your hands may be a little bit wider than usual here as you pedal out your down dog and get situated. What I want you to take from this wider hand stance to your fourth finger and even your pinky and maybe even your fourth finger are hanging off the mat is a chance to really, just like we did in child's pose, press down through those knuckles and lift your fingers up and set them all down again and claw down through those little paw prints. And now squeeze your elbows in toward each other, and not like to bring them into the middle here, but squeeze them in toward each other so that you can lift out of your shoulders, extending through the bicep and tricep, so the distance between your elbow and shoulder. Make that grow longer, just like we did with our arms. And now inhale, look forward between your hands, and exhale, take little tiny tippy toes all the way to the top of your mat, lifting your hips up each time you step. And we'll meet in a ragdoll. Press down through your heels and extend down through your elbows to open up even more space in the back chain of your body. Engage your upper thigh right before your hip crease to lift your hips up even more. And release your grip and heel toe your feet together. Inhale, halfway lift with a flat back. And exhale to fold. Now inhale, roll all the way up to standing. Bring your arms up to head, overhead. And exhale your hands to heart center. We'll open with one Om. Inhaling for Om. Om. Inhale, reach up, look up between your hands. And exhale, hug into center as you fold all the way down. Inhale to halfway lift, heart extends forward. And exhale, step back to high plank. Now a word here on high plank. Pull the front of your pelvis up towards your low ribs and pull your low ribs down toward your pelvis. Now if you come round in your shoulders like this, keeping that engagement in your tummy, reach your heart forward by bringing your gaze about 2 feet forward from where it was after you crunched in. And that sort of openness across your collarbones and across the front of your shoulders is what you want to go for here in high plank. And you can keep that by pressing out through your heels So you're using those big extensor muscles on your legs again to stay here. When you round your shoulders forward, I don't know, you guys can come down for a second. I don't know if when you do chaturanga, if the front of your shoulders ever gets sore. If so, it means you need to bring your gaze farther forward and really rock in front of your hands before you come down. Extend that heart through, because this is only going to burn out your deltoids. We want to use your chest muscles, your pecs, and use your strong back muscles to keep your shoulders back so you can use those. Anyways, back in high plank. Inhale to lengthen out here, and exhale, rock way forward, lower into low plank. Flip your feet over. Inhale, press up to upward facing dog. You can keep that posture of your chest coming through your shoulders here. And exhale, down dog. Now we're going to flow 3 sun A's, 1 breath per movement. Inhale, look forward. Exhale to step or jump to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Press through your heels as you stretch tall through your sides. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step or jump back, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, roll all the way up, reach up tall. And exhale, forward fold, hugging into center line. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step or jump back, high to low plank, hugging in. Inhale, upward facing dog, express out. And exhale, down dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach long through your sides, all the way out your pinkies. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. And now we will get into our lovely sun B's and start opening our hips up. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. And keeping your fingertips on the ground, engage your abs and stretch your tailbone out long behind you. Drop it low, keeping your weight in your heels. Your knees stacked right over your ankles. And now clasp your hands behind your back and open your chest as you inhale up into chair. This bound chair will probably feel a little cramped and a little funny. Just keep rolling your upper arm bones back, extending your knuckles toward your heels. Inhale, lift your chest up, and exhale, fold forward over your feet, letting your knuckles swing over your head for an additional stretch. Release your hands down. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, flow through high to low. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, down dog. Right foot steps forward, left heel spins down. Inhale up to your warrior one. Extend your right shin forward so you empower through, moving from your left foot all the way up through your hip. So you have room to put your right hip underneath you. Pull your right rib cage back and spiral your left rib cage forward. Inhale, reach up, look up. And exhale, flow down, high plank to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. Left foot steps forward, right heel spins down. Inhale, up warrior one. Exhale, extend that shin forward. And bring your left buns underneath you. Squeeze your shoulder blades together on your back. And extend the crown of your head high so your whole spine straightens out. So you drop your tailbone towards your front heel. Inhale, look up, reach up. And exhale, flow down, high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale to down dog. Now we're gonna flow through that twice here and then move on. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale up to a regular chair this time, extending your head and engaging that muscle between your shoulder blades. And now exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. Right foot steps forward. Inhale, come up, warrior one. And exhale, hands to the mat, high to low plank. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Step forward with your left. Inhale up to warrior one. And exhale, release down, high to low. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. And then our final sun bee. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands, climb down to your finger pads. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale on up into chair pose. Engage those quads to sit low. And exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. Right foot steps forward. Inhale to come up, warrior one. And exhale, hands to the mat, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. Left foot steps forward. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to the mat, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. And now come down from your down dog. Come down onto your forearms right where you are. So your arms are in 11s, shoulder width apart, or even turned a little bit out if that's more comfortable to you. And squeeze your elbows together on your mat and extend your chest, your heart down in between them. So it's reaching for the mat as you reach your hips toward the ceiling. So you just feel a big hamstring stretch and a big stretch through your heart as you hug those elbows in. This will hug all your abs into center line. And move your back ribs away from those hip points. Increase that distance. So you're tractioning your spine long here. Woo, this is puppy pose can be a little bit tough. You got 3 more breaths here. And now come back up to regular downward facing dog. Inhale your right heel high. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose, step by your right hand. And inhale your right hand up for an easy twist. We're only here for 2 breaths, so come right into it. And then press down through your left hand, come over to the outside of your left foot. Engage your abs, see if you can pick your foot up without dragging it to come into your side plank. Press out through those heels and engage the middle of your back once again to fire up all those little back chain muscles. And then reach for the quad stretch in your upper leg. You may be falling all over the place, and that's great. I'm actually shocked I'm still up. One more breath here in the quad stretch. Then place your right foot down and extend your right arm overhead for a wild thing. Engage your outer glutes to lift your pelvis up a little bit higher. Extend through that heart. And then exhale, come into high plank and push back to downward facing dog. Woo! Now let's do that on the left. Inhale your left heel high. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Step through heel first. And inhale your left hand up for an easy twist. Pull back with your left hip and forward with your right as you breathe in your opening chest. One more big breath here. Then claw down through your right fingertips Use your strong abs to pick that left leg up. Woo! And stack on top of your right, taking as many wobbles and bobbles as necessary to get there. You can roll your biceps open, even in this pose. It's that same motion as supporting yourself in down dog. Go for that quad stretch. Same motion as supporting yourself in down dog is raising your hands up in chair or mountain pose. All the same thing. And my body is saying we are ready for wild thing on this side. No quad stretch happening on the left side today. So extend long through that side body. Continue to ground through the knuckles on your right hand. Reach long. One more big inhale here. And exhale, come back to downward facing dog. Take a big inhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Make a noise, let something go. Let's do another one of those. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Release the crown of your head, drop it down. Give your head a few shakes, no and yes. And then a yes. And inhale, look forward between your hands. And exhale, step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Drop your hips low, stack those knees over your ankles, and then inhaling up by reaching through those fingertips, engaging the muscles on your back so you can raise your hands up by your ears, your humerus up by your ears. Then in the bottom of an exhale, bring your hands to heart center and twist over to the right. Extend your toes forward and reach back with those hips. And do that by lengthening out your femurs like we did in our little ab workout to start off class. We were on our hands and knees. You can open up your wings here. If you want to level up, spiral that left rib cage underneath you as you open your gaze up to the ceiling. And then release, come to center. Reach long, reach high, bring those arm bones back by your ears. Then bring your hands to heart center. And the bottom of an exhale, twist over to the left. Extend your shins toward the wall in front of you as you press through your heels. And from that counterbalance, create your twist. And then open your arms up. Test it out on this side, even if you didn't on the other. Spiraling that right rib cage underneath and pulling your right hip back to even your legs back out again. One more big inhale here. One more complete exhale. Then release, come to center. Inhale and exhale, forward fold. Split your feet apart. Grab some water if you've been talking too much. Woo. Split your feet apart and slide your upturned palms underneath your feet. Give your wrists a little massage with your toes. Squeeze your inner thighs together and back toward the wall behind you so that you can extend those hips up and drop your head down. Find a release in your upper back. We've been doing a lot of squeezing and strengthening, and send your breath there. And release your grip. Heel toe your feet together. And inhale, roll all the way up to standing. And inhale your right leg up into your chest. And exhale, kick it back behind you and sweep your arms back. Now, same thing as when the start of class. Remember how we engaged our big muscles to relax our knee, the front of our knee, the front of our calf, and extend long from our hip. Then you can inhale, Bring your hands in front of you, change to warrior three. Bend your left leg and step all the way back, coming up into a crescent lunge. Adjust your feet as needed here. And check out your back foot and make sure that your toes are stacked directly over your heel. It's really easy in crescent lunge to do one of these guys. So it's easier. If you notice, my heel is almost all the way down. If you wiggle those toes back, all of a sudden you may feel a little bit more stretch in your hips and also a little wobblier in your crescent lunge. And that's okay, because all we're going to do is place our hands to heart center and twist over to the left. You know the drill here. And now you can see the benefit of squeezing those inner thighs together for stability. And also with your foot kicked farther back like this, you might discover a whole new section of lower ab that you weren't even accessing before. Release, inhale, come to center. And exhale, open up into warrior two. Having your foot back in crescent also means that when you do that transition to warrior two, your stance is already super long. Once again, you're forced to use those low abs. And everybody do me a favor, your shoulders are coming forward, relax them down your back, and extend the crown of your head higher. Reach out through your wrists to lengthen your warrior two. And flip your left palm, inhale, go up and back. And exhale, cartwheel down, release, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale to down dog. Inhale, look forward between your hands. Exhale to step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Bringing your arms overhead. Exhale, ground down through your heels and stay. Now inhale your left knee up into your chest. And exhale, kick back into airplane. And practice that extension here again. You can extend out through those biceps. Rotating your arm bones open. And reaching back and together with your pinkies behind you to open up your chest. And extending long through that leg, using those big muscles, and really reaching with your heel, starting from your hip. And inhale, extend your arms forward, warrior three. Exhale, bend your right knee, step back with that left leg, and inhale up into crescent lunge. Once again, check out that back foot. Get your heel right over your toes and ground down through the heel of your front foot as well. That'll give you all those low abs, all of your inner thighs, and engage the whole saddlebag area, ladies. It's a good one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center and twist over to the right. Not to say dudes don't have saddlebags, but we're generally more of a saddlebaggy crew. That's where I carry all my chashis, all my cargo pants. Two more breaths here. And release, come to center. Exhale, open up into that nice long warrior two, maybe so long you came off the back of your mat. And take a second here after you get situated. You're grounding strong through your feet to start off this pose powerfully. And relax those shoulder blades away from your ears. Lift your ears up to the ceiling as you extend long through your wrists. Slow that breathing down. And flip your right palm. Inhale, go up and back, follow it with your gaze. And exhale, cartwheel down, release. High to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. And now come down onto your elbows once again for puppy pose. So you're squeezing your elbows in. You can have your hands turned slightly out if that helps. Squeeze them in. Then walk your feet 6 inches to 2 feet up your back, however long your legs are and torso. Then inhale your right heel high. Now hold here. Press down through your elbows, press down through your finger pads. Extend long through those sides, all the way out your heel. Then exhale, bring your right leg down. Inhale your left heel high, just like you're in down dog, except you don't have all of that dumping out into your elbows to save you now. So you're gonna be working your upper back a lot, extending your chest down in between your elbows and reaching out through that heel. Keeping those toes active, use all the muscles on your legs. Then set the left foot down and press back up into downward dog. And inhale your right heel high. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose and step through and inhale your left foot up to standing splits. And drop the crown of your head down. Engage your left hamstring and your right glute to lift that leg even higher. Then bend your right leg and step it back. Inhale your right hand up for another easy twist. Opening your shoulders. Extend out through your left heel so you can bring your heart between your shoulders and reach with the crown of your head before twisting open a bit deeper. Inhale, raise that hand up. And exhale, bring it down, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale your left heel high. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Step through heel first, then inhale up to standing split. Once again, let the crown of your head drop down. If that means that you have to grab onto 6 pieces of furniture with your 2 hands to do it, just get that spinal freedom as you engage the big muscles on your legs to get that right leg even higher, so high. Then bend your left knee, step back gently with the right, and peel up and open into your easy twist. Those strong crescent lunge type legs, and this blooming forward of the chest that we experience in triangle, we experience in side plank. Bring your shoulder blades together, send that tailbone toward your heels, open up even more. And exhale, bring your hand down and step back to downward facing dog. And now bring your elbows down. Puppy pose once again. Walk your feet up. Inhale that right leg high. And now keeping your elbows in, you can start to take some little hops. See if you can get that right heel over your hips. Whoops. And get some air time. As you can see, if you fall, you'll hit your face or your chest a little bit. You're not that far off the ground. And you got your body's intelligent. Your body knows how to save you. But start kicking up, and even if you're just taking little hops like this, little hop like that, that's great. Just get a sense for what it takes to get that right leg off the ground. And the keys here are going to be engaging your inner thighs, so using your leg strength, and keeping your elbows in so that your whole core lights up and supports you. And just keep your gaze forward between your hands. You don't have to get into full-on pincha. The goal is to get a little bit of air time there. After 5 or 6 attempts, then you can stretch down and take a child's pose for just a few breaths here. Get your Ujjayi breath back on. Match your inhales with your exhales. And get that heart rate to a manageable level. Back bends, which is raise our heart rate, and so does going upside down. This is like a 3 for on top of the regular yoga workout. And now come back to those little elbows. Place your hands flat on the ground. And get back up into your puppy pose. And if this is where you are today, just the puppy pose, fantastic. It's such a good strength builder for all the reasons I just listed off. And if you're game to try more, get that left heel up and start taking little hops on the left side. The goal is to stack your hips over your shoulders and get a little sense of what that point of weightlessness feels like. And after 4 or 5 hops, 5 or 6, I think I said on the other side, whatever makes you complete, come back down and get into your child's pose for a few breaths. Recover your wind, recover your willingness to come to yoga on Mondays. We'll come back to down dog in a second. Now curl your toes, press your hips high, and come into downward facing dog. This feels pretty easy after doing leg ups into pinch up from puppy pose, right? Why did anybody ever complain about a down dog? And inhale your right heel high. Exhale, step it over to your right hand. Spin your left heel down and press up to a triangle pose. Really press down and out through both of your feet to lengthen out your legs and get this twist coming from, so your hips are almost squared. And the twist starts really from your belly button and all through your upper back. So the crown of your head reaches long toward the wall in front of you. And then tuck your chin softly as you spiral open to get all that lengthening along your spine. And breathe into the front of your shoulders that you just worked so hard. Even take a little bit of a bind here as more of a shoulder opener. And press up, grow light in your right fingertips. Your legs are doing the work. Spiral that right shoulder blade into your spine to turn you open. And press through your heels, stand all the way up. Turn your toes in toward the left side of your mat. Inhale your hands high overhead. And exhale, forward fold. So you can take a bind if you want. Get a little extra shoulder stretch in this prasarita here. Ground down through your heels to send those tailbones high. And let your head and neck go completely, reaching toward the ground. It's really tempting in forward folds to keep your neck engaged, to keep looking for where your head's heading. It can also be kind of disorienting to look up at the wall behind you or the ceiling to the view of your belly folds. But your neck will love it if you do that. If you manage to get ooey spooky this Halloween, and do that. And then release your hands down and crawl them over to your left foot and press on up to triangle on this side. I need to make you guys do a chaturanga in between sides here. I'm so nice. Bring your front ribs together and move them toward your pelvis. Extend the crown of your head long, so supported by your abs. You can turn and look up at the ceiling. And then if you did so on the other side, or if it just feels good, take the bind here. And grow light in your left fingertips to make your legs do the work. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Press through the big toe on your left foot. And then press through your heels, come all the way up to standing. And turn your toes out to the outer edge of your mat. And one thing before we get into goddess pose, the goal of this goddess pose is to work our buns by keeping our shoulders stacked over our hips. So if you have your toes turned way out and your hips aren't that flexible, you're gonna start either coming in with your knees, which is dangerous for your knees, or you're gonna be trying to stand up with like this, instead of with your butt under you, like so. And so if your hips aren't that flexible, don't turn your feet out as far. If they're more aligned, then you can start to sit down with your shoulders over your hips, pressing your shins out to either corner. You guys can join me in goddess pose if you're not there already. Pressing your shins out and stacking your knees over your ankles and sitting that butt down a little bit lower. And tuck that chin softly, extend the crown of your head up so you drop your tailbone down even lower. Bring your shoulders back in line over your hips. 3 more breaths here. And then press through your heels, come all the way up. Bring your feet just as wide as your mat and sink all the way down into a squat pose. Pressing your elbows to the insides of your thighs to open them up in a nice stretch. Once again, if you have trouble getting into a squat, you can sit on a block. You can bring your knees much wider. And for some people, their heels don't reach the ground. And that's fine, you'll get there. And press through your feet. Bring your tailbone up and come into a forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Sun A, raise your hands overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Come all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, flow through your chaturanga, high to low. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale to down dog. And now bring your forearms to the ground. One last time through our pincha exercises. So inhale your right heel high. And then at the bottom of your exhale, start to take your little hops, whether they're hops like this, or whether you're going for the full stack. Take 5, and then take a brief child's pose. If you're not in child's pose, you can go ahead and meet us there. Take a few more deep breaths here, and then on the left. Now come back up into your puppy pose and go for pincha. We're using your left foot up in the air first, or keep doing this prep. We're gonna stay in puppy pose with your heel lifted. That is awesome prep for your abs, for your lats, for all that good shit. And we'll meet back in child's pose for a few more breaths here. Then we'll do some ab work and cool out. No more back bends today. You don't have to suffer through wheel at the end of practice. All that puppy pose does a lot of the same stuff. Make your way over onto your back and set up with bridge feet. Don't worry, we're not doing bridge. I just told you we weren't not that much of a liar. And then cross your right ankle over your left thigh. I almost said calf. And then bring your left shin up so it's parallel. And you can extend here either through your heel or if you want to do Barbie foot. I personally like Barbie foot better. Then bring your hands to rest with your fingertips behind your ears and use your left leg to pull your right knee towards you as you press back with your right knee to stretch your hip as you crunch up with your left elbow toward your right knee. So you're trying to pull your knee away from you as you crunch and try to reach with your elbow. And you're due for 10 of these. So that's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then let your knees, keep your foot on top of your leg, and let your knees fall over to the right. And you can tee your arms out, whoops, and you can spill an entire glass of water in your basement. So I'll be doing cactus arms to kind of keep out of the flood here. Thank goodness the basement floor is in no way even, so I won't even get wet. That's why all the art lives on the other side of the room. And then release, come to center. Bring your right foot down. And then cross your left foot over your right thigh. Bring your right shin parallel to the ground, Barbie foot or heel out, whatever you did with the other side. And press your left knee away from you as you crunch your left ankle towards you and reach your right elbow toward your left thigh. So it's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now let your legs come on over to your right side. And turn and look over your left shoulder with arms at a T or at a cactus. And breathe into that stretch all on the outside of your hip. You can continue to press that knee away from you. And then release, come to center. Bring your hands to the backs of your knees and rock and roll along your spine. 1, 2, 3 times, and meet me in a boat pose. So we've been doing things all class that engage our rhomboids and our trapezius right in the middle of our shoulder blades. And so you should be used to now rolling your biceps open, extending your heart forward, using those strong muscles as well as your lats right under your side ribs here to raise your chest up. And you can extend your arms overhead to make it harder, or bring your hands to the back of your knees if your abs need a little assist. We'll be here for 10 more breaths. Keep those toes active. Keep those pinky toes pulling back towards your shins. Inner thighs squeeze together. 5 more breaths. One big breath in, and then release. Rock and roll 3 times or however many calls to you. And go ahead and meet us in a half pigeon, facing the back of your mat. And pulling that, you can curl your left toes to push that hip forward more. Deepen your stretch before you fold over. Dealer's choice, toes under or flat. This is a great place to stretch long through your side bodies as well. And use your breath to find some ease and relaxation in your upper body. We've been doing a lot of work today. Relax your jaw, your tongue, your face. And press up to a seat. Take a double pinch with your right shin parallel to the edge of your mat. Rock the baby with that left one. Stack her on top. And keeping both of your feet flexed, you can tent your fingertips by your hips. Raise your spine up tall and either stay up or start to lean forward. Breathing into the outside of your hips, into that intensity there. And if you're unable to breathe or it starts coming really fast, just back out a little bit. You'll get more use out of not going as deep and continuing to breathe than you will cutting off your breath and struggling at it. Inhale, come back up, and then move into half pigeon on your left. So you can bring your right leg long behind you. Do that trick where you curl your toes and push through it to deepen, and then start to fold forward. Letting everything go at the bottom of this. Letting any tension in the front of your shoulders go. Any tension in your forehead, in the 11s between your eyes, your temples. Any tension you feel because of the cat hair on your mat. And slowly press up. And move into double pigeon, this time with your left shin on the bottom, parallel to the edge of your mat. And cradle your right, rock it a little bit before stacking her on top. Move the flesh out of the way, your sit bones. Inhale your heart and the crown of your head high, and then either stay up or start to fold forward. And inhale, slowly come back up and straighten those legs out. You get a little tap, get the blood back into them. Move your flesh out from under your seat again. Inhale your arms high overhead and exhale, come into a seated forward fold. You can bend your knees slightly to really ground down your sit bones and get the stretch coming from the bottom of your sacrum, and then reach forward with the crown of your head. Or if you're liking it with your legs straight, or you're super flexible and want that anyway, choose your own adventure. But I can feel my own body with my knees slightly bent. I'm stretching the upper part of my hamstrings, which got kind of a workout today, lifting my legs up. And then inhale, come all the way up. Bring your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. And then inhale your arms overhead. And you can either turn your torso to flex right over your knee as you come down, or you can reach for the outside of your right foot and experience a stretch on your left side body and in that low left side of your back too. So once again, your choice here. You make the stretch how it needs to be in your body. And regardless of what you choose, continue to ground through that left sit bone. Release, come up. And extend your left leg long. Bring your right foot into your left thigh. Inhale those arms high overhead. And then choose whether you're coming down straight over your knee or reaching to the side to get more of a side stretch here. Ooh, pro tip, I just tucked my chin even a little bit. It made a really big difference on the back of my neck here. So maybe take a check in and see if you're craning your chin up, or if you could softly tuck it and get even more of a stretch. And release and roll all the way up to seated. And then make your way onto your back and set up for your final Shavasana. Take any additional spinal twisting that calls you to make your practice complete, and otherwise come to a deep rest and let everything go. Let your shoulders relax, let your feet flop out, let yourself sink down into the floor. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Take some circle movements with your wrists and ankles, first one way, then the other way. And stretch long overhead, point your toes. Take your right wrist in your left hand and pull it on over to the right or the left. Move your feet over to the left and inhale along that big stretch in your right side. Come to center and grab your left wrist, pull it over the right. So you move your feet over the right too for a banana asana on the left. And come back to center, stretch long one more time. Then roll over onto your right or left side, cradling your head on your arm. And keeping your eyes softly closed, press on up to a seat with your hands at heart center. Inhale your thumbs to your third eye. The light in me sees and bows to the light in each one of you. Namaste. Woo-hoo. Well, thanks for getting upside down with me, guys. What a Monday.